Hi, I'm Peter Sidwell. Welcome to my kitchen right here. I'm really pleased to be cooking with Howarth at Home and helping you to become a better cook by giving you some ideas, some inspiration and some cracking recipes that I know you can easily make at home. So this dish is a slow cooked Asian dish, so it's really easy. You can put it in your slow cooker if you've got one and then go off to work all day long and then come back and finish it. But I'm going to use my cast aluminium pan from Masterclass, brilliant, with a lid in the oven. Takes about an hour to cook, it'll be absolutely amazing. So what I've got here is chicken thighs. Now it's really important that you go for the thigh rather than chicken breast or drumsticks. Thigh's got bags of flavour in it, okay, and it has enough muscle in there that it requires a slow cook. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take the thighs. Now these are skinless and boneless, and all I'm going to do is cut into them about 1/2 centimetre so I get loads of flavour in the chicken. So we've got our chicken, we're going to flavour it now. So I've got a little bit of ginger, a bit of garlic, okay. I'm going to take the ginger, just going to carefully peel it. One side, get my garlic and just crush those. It's the easiest way to do it. And then you can just peel away the skin and then it's easy to chop. All I'm going to do is just slice the ginger one way and then into matchsticks the next. There we go. That can go straight onto our chicken. So a little bit of salt, not a lot, okay, tiny bit of salt, pepper, okay, and then sesame oil. Now sesame oil is lovely, it's got an amazing nutty flavour, but it is very strong, so you want to put a little bit on, okay. That'll do. And then a little bit more olive oil or rapeseed oil or groundnut oil. I'm going to get my pan on, get it nice and hot. Now I've got a little bit of soy as well, which is going to give it a bit of depth and umami, which is like that savoury flavour. Little secret ingredient, okay, is kombu, which is seaweed, okay? And it's got that umami kind of salty flavour and it's really good for you, full of iron. And we're just going to use that as a bit of seasoning as well. So, pan's heating up, touch of oil in there, very little because we've got some on the chicken already. Okay, and now the cut side down, okay? So, be tempted to mess about and move them about. Just leave them, let them caramelise and let them get lots of nice colour on. I've got some lovely sesame seeds, I want to get them in early because I want them to toast during the cooking process. Some chestnuts, I'm going to sit those on top. They're just from a tin. Some red chilli. So I'm going to cut the top off, remove the seeds, and then I'm just going to slice those on an angle. So we'll put those in. I've got some more ginger, so I'm just going to slice it, skin on because it's quite young, tender ginger, and I'm going to lay that on the top as well. Right, I'm going to turn this chicken over now. So they're all starting to get a lovely colour on them. Smells absolutely amazing, fragrant, full of flavour. Got some water. So when you add water to this, what it's going to do is it's going to stop the frying process, but it means that the chicken thighs are just going to poach now in all those lovely flavours. I'm going to add a touch more soy sauce, and we want this water to evaporate. I've got coconut syrup. Now you could use maple syrup, you could use honey. You can use a little bit of sugar if you want to, but I'm using coconut today because I came across this and it's got a lovely flavour to it. So a couple of tablespoons of syrup. You see how it's come up to the boil now and everything's just married together. It's going to be amazing. Lid on and into the oven for an hour. So while the chicken's cooking, okay, we're going to soak the noodles. You don't really need to cook noodles for this dish. We're just going to soak them in boiling water for about 5 minutes. And then we'll lift them out, drain the water away, and then because the noodles are warm and cooked, they're porous, so they will absorb flavour. That's when we're going to hit them with a lovely dressing of spring onions. Don't need to cook these. We just want them to be crunchy. Slice up the white nice and fine, and then the green a little bit wider, okay? So nice and finely chopped. I've got some coriander. I'm just going to roll it all up. I've got the stalk in here as well. Now the stalk has way more flavour than the leaf, which is why we're using it. So, lime juice, there we go, and then a little bit of garlic. Let's crush this garlic and then just unwrap it, really simple. There we go. And then we'll slice that up. Move that to one side, and then we'll do a little bit of red chili. So cut the top off, run your knife parallel right the way through that you end up with two halves like that, and then just open the chili out, and you can pretty much just lift that pith out. And when you remove all the sort of heat and aggression, you're then left with this kind of nice sort of fruity warmth rather than aggressive warmth. And then we just chop that up nice and fine. So I'm just preheating a little pan here. I've got sesame seeds. Now, when you toast them, they get so much nuttier. So all you need to do is a dry non-stick pan and just pour them straight in. But keep your eye on them, okay? Because they will burn if you don't, and they'll toast very quickly, okay? And you can see straight away that they are, because I've preheated the pan, we're cooking straight away. While they're going, let's just have a quick look at the noodles. So they are almost ready, and you can see how, look, they've softened so quickly, and because all we're doing is soaking them, it means they won't overcook. What I'll do is I'm just going to pour the liquid away. Look at my sesame seeds, look, that's it. While I was doing that, these are toasted, look, can you see that? There, lovely. So all I'm doing is just shaking them. Now pour them back in the pot that you cooked them in, take the heat away, because if you just left them in this pan, they'd carry on cooking because this pan's hot. Our noodles here, soaked in boiling water, and then I've drained them after 5 minutes. So I've got a tiny little bit of garlic going in there. I've got a few strands of chili going in there. And then my soy sauce. Now, because these noodles have been soaked and they're warm, they're porous. So they're gonna take the flavor. Touch of sesame, tiny few little dots, that's it. That's all we need. And then I've got a lime, okay? I'm just gonna squeeze it over the noodles. Give that a quick mix. And then squeeze the other, because what you don't want is just that massive flood of lime on one particular noodle, okay? So you just give it a squeeze. So mix all that together. Lovely. So it's just really lightly dressed, but full of flavour. Few sesame seeds. There we go. And then I'm going to take a pinch of coriander and a pinch of spring onions now, and then the rest's going to go in with the chicken. Put that to one side. We are now ready. All we've got to do now is wait for that chicken to become lovely and tender and juicy and all sticky with that lovely syrup. The chicken has been in the oven for an hour. Oh, this looks good, and you can see, look, how the sauce has glazed, and it's gone nice and sort of syrupy. And it's got that sort of salty, sweet, delicious flavour. Kind of spoon that over the top of the chicken. If you want to be really simple, just pop the noodles just to one side. There we go. We're going to sprinkle with sesame seeds. And then for me, coriander, spring onion tops, a few little bits more chili. And then I'm going to finish it with a squeeze of lime juice. That is how to make my beautiful slow cooked Asian chicken supper.